Hello, all you creative people, and welcome to Coding Challenges number 3, in which I create a calculator using Python and a library that I have forgotten the name of. So, I don't know, how do I get started with this? I use Visual Studio Code inside this edition because not using an unstable version of a product is just kind of lame, except when it's Unity, because Unity is already unstable in every step of the way. Like literally the main version, just unstable. Yes, yeah, I use Visual Studio Code inside this edition also because ideally wasn't looking at appetizing with its great code autofill, whatever. It doesn't have that. That's the whole point. So after looking up on Google what are the best GUI libraries to use with Python, I came across, if I can find it, TKinter or something like that. I don't know the exact name. I'm just looking at my editing software, which seems to be very, pixelated in the scene, and I'm too lazy to actually look properly at my search history. Thank you very much. Anyway, so after all that, I imported the library, got all my stuff working, and started using the documentation from the library to get stuff working. So I first added all of the buttons by this great thing called copy and pasting. I changed a couple of settings, throughout this entire thing because some stuff just wasn't clicking right. Wasn't working the way I wanted it to work. Anyway, so after changing stuff and putting the buttons, I then need to have some definitions for, I think, equal and for clear, and also for the Creative Coders button that sends you to the YouTube channel in which you can find the Coding Challenges playlist, and of course the Movement and Balato devlogs. And that was very slight. You can also go to balato.com if you want to, or to Creative Coders' website at creativecoders.co.zw. Anyways, so now that I'm done plugging myself, because that's the best part of every video, I put all my definitions, which are similar to how you think, I don't know, methods, that's what they're called, using C# and Unity. Like stuff like saying public void, whatever. Doesn't really matter. Anyway, so I put my definitions of stuff, got everything working, and remembered why I hadn't touched Python in like a year and a half, something like that, because I really like C#. C# just works so well. C# has semicolons. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Can you believe having a semicolon? I know, right? It's not like every other program language except for HTML and Python have this non-colon system. Doesn't matter. It's not like it would be the literal one thing you could do to make Python any easier. There's no way you can make Python any easier without adding semicolons, in my opinion. And after doing all that, I did other stuff, got it working, a bunch of testing, some optimization in terms of the UI. And I do think my library was pretty easy to use. In fact, I can probably still find the name of it. Let me just go into my history. And I'll have a proper link to the library I used. And of course a link to the, GitHub repository of my GitHub repository for the Coding Challenges videos. And the library is called TKinter. Pretty easy to use, great library. There's a bunch of documentation, one of, if not the most used library. There's a few others like QTQ, something like that. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, that's it. There will be a link to the code and all that type of stuff for all of the Coding Challenges videos. My next video is going to be a movement devlog, and see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.